Working with movement or position in Unity, but confused by Vector2, Vector3 and Vector4? In this video, you will learn exactly what they are, when to use each one, and how they affect your games in Unity. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are breaking down one of the most common things you will see in Unity script, Vector2, Vector3 and Vector4. By the end of this video, you will know the difference between them and be confident to choose the right one for 2D, 3D and more advanced use cases. If you are learning Unity and C#, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more beginner-friendly tutorials. Before we compare Vector2, Vector3 and Vector4, let's quickly talk about what a vector is. A vector is just a set of numbers that usually represents a direction and a distance in space. In Unity, vectors are used all the time for position, movement and direction. First, Vector2. A Vector2 has a two component x and y. You can think of it as a point on a flat 2D plane. The x value moves left and right, and the y value moves up and down. In Unity, the Vector2 is most common in 2D games and UI. For example, screen position, joystick input, or 2D movement all often use Vector2. If you are making a top-down 2D game, you only care about horizontal and vertical movement. A Vector2 is usually all you need. So, if you see something like this, that just means a vector pointing to right. Next, Vector3. A Vector3 has a three component, x, y and z. Here, x is still left and right, y is still up and down, and z is forward and backward in 3D space. Unity's world space is 3D by default, so things like transformed position, transformed rotation, and much of the physics system use Vector3. Even in 2D projects, you will often see Vector3 because many APIs expect a Vector3. In those cases, the z value is usually just 0. So, use Vector3 whenever you are working with the 3D position, direction, or when a Unity function specifically takes a Vector3 parameter. If you see Vector3 like this means the object is 1 unit above the origin. Finally, Vector4. A Vector4 has a 4 component, X, Y, Z, and W. You won't use Vector4 as often in basic gameplay scripts. It's more common in shader, graphics programming, or when you need to store 4 related float values together. You can think of it as a convenient container for 4 numbers like RGBA color values or extra parameters or a certain mathematical operation. For most beginners and intermediate gameplay code, you mainly work with the Vector2 and Vector3 and only touch Vector4 for special cases or shader work. So, how do you know which one to use? Use Vector2 when you are working in 2D, things like UI, 2D physics, and simple screen space movement. Use Vector3 for anything in wall space, objects position, 3D movement, camera movement, and most transfer operations. Use Vector4 when you specifically need 4 related values to, often for shader and advanced effect, or when the API clears asks for Vector4. In short, Vector2 for 2D, Vector3 for 3D, and Vector4 for advanced or specialized data. Now you know the difference between Vector2, Vector3, and Vector4 in Unity, when each of one of makes most sense. Understanding this fundamental vector type is a huge step in mastering Unity development. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comment which one you have been using most of the time, what kind of games you are making. If this video helped you, hit like button, subscribe and turn on the notification. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, feel free to buy me a coffee at the link in the description. Thanks for the watching and see you in the next one.